Imagine you're building a bike sharing app. To design an app that will appeal to the user, you'll need to do research on people who bike to find out more about their expectations and pain points. But how do you make sure that everyone who participates in your study is an actual biker? That's where screening questions come in. Hi, my name is Alex, and welcome to UXtweak's channel. Today, we're looking at a few tips on how to create effective screening questions so that you actually end up testing the right people for your research. I'm going to cover 4 tips, and we'll share one bonus tool that you'll want to know about. So stay tuned until the end of the video. Screen for behaviors and don't worry about demographics. Demographics are great for market research, but they won't tell you much about how people actually use the product. Say you're testing a recipe app for home cooks. Knowing their income likely won't help you improve the user experience of your app. You can measure behaviors by asking questions relevant to the problem space, like how digitally savvy are you? People who actually download a recipe app are likely somewhat digitally savvy. So you want your participants to consider themselves experienced in this area. Someone who is not digitally savvy or not confident with app usage will encounter issues with your design that more experienced users will not. The second tip is to be careful who you exclude in the screener. If someone isn't the right fit, it's good to know right away so you don't waste time reviewing their results. However, make sure your screener is excluding the right participants. Using the same recipe app example, if you want to test the experienced home cooks, your questions can be, are you the primary person in charge of cooking meals in your household? If the answer is no, then the person is likely not a relevant user. But keep in mind, your questions have to be based on the objectives of your study. For example, if you are designing a recipe app targeted at people who typically don't cook, then the person who answers no to this question might be a good participant. The third tip is to be as precise as possible. A screener question is not the place to be vague. It should be worded concisely and precisely. For example, it's not always insightful to ask someone about the frequency of a behavior, because what they consider rare or often is subjective. You need to be precise. If you're looking to test with participants who cook at least 7 times a week, ask a multiple choice question like, how many meals a week do you cook at home? And provide response options with exact values. You'll get a solid number instead of a vague opinion about their actions. The final tip is to test your screener. You should test your screener with both people who you think will qualify for the study and people who you think won't. This way, you can see if the screener works as intended. If you're confused by the results, you have to adjust your questions. If all goes according to plan, then you're ready to start recruiting. And now it's time for the bonus tip. Imagine that instead of asking people what they're doing, you could catch them immediately while they're doing it. UXtweak on-site recruiting allows you to do exactly that, giving you an opportunity to turn your website visitors, aka the target group of your research, into research participants. You can create a recruiting widget and place it on any page of your website. It is fully customizable, allowing you to change the text, the position on your website, and the color. You can even choose to show the widget to visitors with specific devices, locations, and languages according to your research needs. Finding relevant users is a challenge sometimes, and getting them to participate can be even more difficult. So the UXtweak platform also has a built-in way to reward your participants with things like coupons for your products or services. Using on-site recruiting is the ultimate way to recruit people who are already the target participants of your study. All you have to do is set up the tool and start collecting your insights. If you want to learn more about our on-site recruiting, check out the link in the description. I hope these screening tips help you start your next UX research study on the right foot. For more info about our research tools, create a free account on UXtweak and get started today. Also, like and subscribe to watch more videos on all things UX related. Until next time.